Chapter 11. Simple Machines. We will learn about what a machine is, simple machines, types of simple machines. Simple machines. We see a lot of things around us. For example, a pair of scissors, a pulley, a stapler, a bottle opener, a hammer, a screwdriver, a wrench, a screw, etc. They are all examples of simple machines. Let us know more about kinds of machines. Knowledge hunter. The Greek scientist and mathematician Archimedes developed and improved the simple machines. What a machine is. A machine is a device or tool which helps us to do work easily, efficiently, and quickly. It makes our work easier. We cannot lift a heavy box with our hands, but we can do so easily with the help of a machine. Machines do not work on their own. In fact, they help us in doing the work. Types of simple machines. Broadly, there are 6 types of simple machines. Lever. It consists of a load, fulcrum, and effort. The load is the object that is lifted. The fulcrum is the central point and the effort is the force needed to lift the load. Scissors, pliers, bottle openers, forceps, and hammers are examples of levers. A seesaw is also an example of a lever. When force is applied to one side, it is pushed down and as a result, the other side lifts up. A lever is useful in lifting up heavy loads and open or separate things. Whenever we pick up anything, our elbow functions as the fulcrum and the arm bone functions as the lever. Pulley. A pulley is a small wheel made with a rope or chain wrapped around a wheel. It changes the direction of force and thus makes it easier to lift things to some height. A pulley is used to draw water from a well, raising a flag on a flagpole, in construction cranes, modern elevators, etc. There are 2 types of pulleys: fixed pulley and movable pulley. Wedge. It is made up of 2 inclined planes that meet to form a sharp edge. It is used to push 2 objects apart or split them that are held together by a great force. Although a wedge is made of 2 inclined planes, but it is different from an inclined plane. For example, cutting edge of a knife, head of an axe, the blade of a sword, etc. Inclined plane. It is a slope which makes work easier. Walking up a slope is easier than climbing a ladder to the same height. It helps to move a load from the lower level to the higher level with less effort. Workers use a plank as an inclined plane to load or unload a truck. For example, slides, ramps, ladders, winding roads, etc. Wheel and axle. It is a simple machine in which wheel is attached to a rod called the axle. As the axle moves, the wheel also moves. This is helpful in moving objects across a large distance. They cover long distances and carry loads quite easily. The lengths of the axle vary. The amount of load that can be lifted depends upon the diameter of the wheel and axle. For example, mixers and grinders, steering wheel, doorknobs, toy cars, wagons, etc. Knowledge hunter. The oldest known machines are the wedge, lever, and inclined planes during the Stone Age. The wheel was a later invention and it was not in common use until about 5,000 years ago. Screw. It is an inclined plane. If we carefully follow at the thread of a screw using a pointed pencil, we will notice that it is inclined plane that is constantly curving around a central shaft. The screws are commonly used to apply great force with very little effort. For example, in a wood screw, the central shaft is tapered. In machine screws, this shaft is straight cylinder. We also commonly see the use of a jack screw. It is used to lift a car or lorry to change its tires. The screw is turned by applying effort to the end of a long handle. Every time the handle makes one rotation, the screw does likewise. It enables us to lift a very heavy vehicle. Keywords. Machine. a device or tool that makes our work easier. Lever, it consists of a load, fulcrum and effort. Pulley, a small wheel made with a rope or chain wrapped around. Wedge, a machine made up of two inclined planes that meet to form a sharp edge. Inclined plane, a slope making our work easier. Wheel and axle, a simple machine in which wheel is attached to a rod called the axle. Screw, an inclined plane. I should remember. We see a lot of things around us. A machine is a device or tool which helps us to do work easily. Machines do not work on their own. They help us in doing the work. A seesaw is an example of a lever. A pulley changes the direction of force and thus makes it easier to lift things to some height. A wedge is different from an inclined plane. An inclined plane helps us to move a load from the lower level to the higher level with less effort. Wheel and axle arrangement is helpful in moving objects to a larger distance. The screws are commonly used to apply great force with very little effort.